พี่พบคุณสาคุณสา
คนที่ฉันรักคือไออุ่น
Hi, and welcome to Wouldn't Be a Drama, a Geo-Drama podcast. I'm your host, Jazz, and today we're going to be talking about Whale Store XOXO Episode 2. For anyone who's in the U.S., happy 4th of July. I don't know if you celebrate it, but if you do, happy 4th of July. I will not be celebrating it this year. I get to listen to all of the fireworks instead. So I'm recording this super early in the morning because I won't be able to do it tonight because it will be too loud. I hope you guys have had a great week. My week has been short and interesting to say the least. But today we are here with Whale Store XOXO. So let's go ahead and get started. We start off episode 2 pretty much where we left off at the last episode, episode 1, with Wan comforting Maewnam because Maewnam was upset after her conversation with her mom about her business. So Wan kind of, stepped in and comforted her a little bit. And so that's pretty much where we left off. And now we have Wan asking if Maewnam is feeling better now. And, she says, yeah, I'm feeling better, just a little bit tired. But she starts to flirt a little bit. She's like, I'm not tired of seeing your face, though. So she does that little flirt, and then she hears the cat that she saved in the last episode inside. And Juan's like, oh, yeah, that's Sam. And so Juan decided she's going to keep the cat. She's like, yeah, she kept hanging around and she wouldn't leave, so I decided to adopt her. And so Maewnam's like, so that means you're sticking around? And Juan confirms that she's gonna, stay around and run the store. Which makes Maewnam very happy because it makes her goal a lot easier with, trying to woo Juan. So yeah, they had that little exchange, and Maewnam tries to get Wan to guess what her name is. And so, Wan, she's doing all these guesses. She comes close on the first one. She came close with the first one because Maewnam, she's doing like this motion with her face, with her hands to try and give her a hint. And Wan's like, Mao? And she's like, no. Close, but no. And so she's rattling off all these different options. And eventually, Maewnam gets a little, not frustrated, I wouldn't say, but she's like, okay, this isn't working. So she takes Wan's hand and she draws a picture on it and then puts her chin on her hand. And, Wan guesses again and she gets it wrong. So, well, no, she doesn't get it wrong, but she pretty much just tells Maewnam, like, you could have just told me your name. Like, I already know your name is Maewnam. And she's like, well, why did you make me do all that then? And Juan's like, I don't know. I just wanted to tease you a little bit. I don't know. And so Maewnam tells her what her given name is, and it's Sud Tirak. And Wan, she kind of gets a little, awestruck a little bit. And she kind of gets a little, like, she forgets herself for a minute. And then she gets all flustered. And she's like, what are you doing? She's just calling me Tirak all of a sudden. And man, I was like, no, Sue Tirak is my name. She's like, but I only tell people who I want to hear it from. And so she tries to get her to say her name. And Juan keeps telling her no. And Maewnam's like, oh, come on, just say Sue Tirak in a sweet tone. Come on, just say it. And Juan's like, no, I'm not going to say it. And then right when Maewnam's about to give up on it, she turns to her and says her name. She says Sue Tirak. And that's when it's Maewnam's turn to, kind of get lost in thought a little bit. She kind of just stares at her because she wasn't expecting it. And then, she's like, I feel like my heart just skipped a beat. And Juan tells her that she's exaggerating. But I don't know. I'm pretty sure her heart skipped a beat. I'm pretty sure it did. I'm pretty sure Juan's heart skipped a beat just saying her name. So yeah, they like each other. It's obvious. They like each other. We know that Maewnam is more there than Juan is, but yeah, Juan likes her. You can tell from her body language she likes her. So yeah, we end up on that exchange, and then the next scene we see is Maewnam, Tonam, and I can't remember her name right now. The daughter of the beauty store owner, her other friend. I can't remember her name right now. That's gonna bug me. Hold on, I gotta look it up now because that's gonna bug me. But we see them at the university, and Champu. How could I forget Champu? Champu. So we see Champu. She's buying something from me, and Tanam comes in and hands Maewnam $100 and tells her to keep the change. And Maewnam, she's acting right now. She's like, "Oh my god, you're paying for her with 100 baht? Like, and I get to keep the change? You guys must be dating if you're paying for her." And then we get the flashback to them in the stairwell, when Maewnam found out that they were dating, and Tonam's like, "Okay." Tonan and Champu are like, "Okay, stop acting." Like, stop. And Maewnam's like, "Okay, but seriously, you guys can't hide this. Like, you can't hide yet you're not dating forever. Like, we're not the only three here. Tick, the supervisor, is also here. And if she finds out, then everyone's gonna find out." And then all of a sudden we see the camera turn to Tick, and she's been standing there for a little bit. And she's like, "Hey, you guys talking about me? What's up?" And Tanam's like, "Oh, we didn't even hear you come in. We didn't hear the door." She's like, "Oh yeah, my grandma taught me how to be quiet." She's like, "If you're gonna be a proper lady, you need to learn how to be quiet." And every time I made a squeak on the board, she would slap my ankles with a stick. I was like, "Oh, okay." So she's like trying to pry, like, "So what are you guys talking about? Why'd you say my name?" And they were like, "Oh, well, we just wanted to know when you were doing, like, how you were setting our schedules." And she's like, "Oh, okay." So, I mean, I kind of figured, since Champu and Tanam, you guys don't want to teach together. Tanam, you can take the morning classes. Champu, you'll take afternoon. And Maewnam, since you're so diligent, you can be in the evenings. And they all agree to that. They're like, "Yeah, that's fine." And she tells Tonam and Champu to not fight anymore. And Tanam's like, "Oh, no, we're not going to fight anymore." She's like, "I'm just going to write on the board every morning and not erase it." And Champu's like, "Okay, yeah, well, next semester, can I get a morning class, please?" So they're gonna have this back and forth for a long time. You can tell they're dating. They're gonna have this little argument for a long time. Um, but yeah, then we see um Maewnam showing Tick the snacks that she bought. Um, so they're conversating about that, and then we pan over a little bit to Shampoo and Tonam planning a date together. Um, so yeah. Now we are going back to Wan at the grocery store, and she's trying to figure out the books and everything, and the money and all that, and she realizes, "Oh, it's lunchtime now. I need to go get some food." So she wanders around town, and she's gonna go get some food. She goes to a restaurant, and lo and behold, who's there to serve her lunch? Maewnam. So Maewnam's there helping out at the restaurant, and she ends up serving Wan her food. They have a little conversation, and um, then Wan goes, and she goes back to the store, and well, after she talks to the shop owner, um, and she's not used to the way that they do things there yet. Um, So she goes to get some ice, I think, and the shopkeeper's like, yeah, just go ahead and get it, because she's busy doing something else. So Juan's not really used to that, but she does it anyway. So now she goes back to his shop, and the restaurant owner's son comes in to get some rice, and Juan, poor Juan, she doesn't know how to do she doesn't know how much rice to give him for the amount of money that he has. And so she's like, okay, do you know how much you need to get? He's like, yeah. She's like, okay, go ahead and get it yourself then. So he gets it himself. He pays her. She gives him back some change, and he goes about his way. She's helping customers throughout the day, but she doesn't really know what she's doing because she hasn't done it before. So she's trying to figure it out. And she's freaking out a little bit. Not gonna lie, she's freaking out a little bit. But yeah, then she goes to the beauty store. Like, she goes to the salon, I mean, to like get her hair done and relax a little bit. And Champu's mom, Mama Sam, she's there, and she like every salon owner, a little nosy, but there's nothing wrong with it. So she's talking to Juan about her love life or lack thereof. And Juan gets a little I won't say, I guess he gets a little irritated. I think that's fair to say. She gets a little irritated. So, she's like, I'm just here for a shampoo and a blow dry. She's like, yeah, go ahead and sit down. So she sits down at one of the stations, and she closes her eyes. And then guess who's there to wash her hair and blow dry it out for her? It's Maewnam. But it's a nice little point of view for Juan, I guess, because she just gets to lay there, and she opens her eyes and she looks up, and Maewnam is just right there looking down at it. So yeah, Maewnam's plan to insert herself into Juan's life is working out pretty well so far. I'm not gonna lie, it is working out pretty well so far. So she's Juan's like, you again? Like, why are you here? And Maewnam's like, yeah, it's me. I'm Fer and her assistant is on lunch break, so I'm here to help her out a little bit. So Juan's like, how many jobs do you have? And Maewnam's like, I do a little bit of everything. I take orders, I deliver for people, I fix things. She's like, my slogan is Maewnam service. You think it, I do it. So here I am. But yeah, she tells Juan if she needs help with anything, like, she's here. And Juan still thinks that she's a university student. So she's like, you're doing all this and going to university, you must be exhausted. And Maewnam never corrects her when she thinks that she's a university student. So Juan mentions that she's just a little stressed out, and Maewnam's like, well, okay, well, let me massage your head for you. So she's washing her hair and everything, and when she's done, Juan opens her eyes, and Maewnam has like a little bit of soap on her face. So she reaches up and, takes the soap off. It's very cute. It's very cute. You can tell that Juan likes her. Even if Juan hasn't voiced it yet, you can just see it. It's so cute and obvious. And Maewnam gets flustered every single time. So after she's done, Juan asked her if she knows Kung's shop. And Maewnam's like, yeah, I know it. And Juan's like, well, can you take me? So this next part, we see one of the patrons, Kung, he owns like a little food stand. So Maewnam takes Juan there, and he asked Maewnam, he's like, oh, what kind of filling do you want today? And Maewnam's like, oh, I'm not here to eat. I actually brought a customer instead. And he's very happy about that. And then as soon as he goes to greet Juan immediately comes in. It's like, hey, you owe my shop over 3,000 baht. I'm here to collect that. And no chill whatsoever for Juan. And Coon's like, whoa, hey, wait, hold on. Like, it's not even the end of the month yet. Like, your dad said that I could pay on the 15th of every month. And Juan's like, yeah, but it's like halfway through the month. Like, I kind of need that money now. And Coon's like, but your dad let me pay like this. And Juan's like, well, that's my dad. That's not me. And it's like, damn, Juan, calm down. Calm down, Juan, calm down. And Coon's like, taking over your dad's store, you would think that you don't you're taking over your dad's store and you don't even know how things work. And yeah, Juan's not really having it. But Maewnam, luckily, Maewnam is there. She de-escalates the situation. Like, she tells Kun, like, Juan just started running the store and let me try to clear this up for y'all. So Maewnam takes her aside and she's like, okay, so trade is about buying and selling, all right? But what your dad practiced was mutual support. Like, if you have the money, you can pay. If you don't, it's fine. Like, it's okay. It's like a credit card. I wished it was like a credit card. I mean, I guess in a way it kind of is, but her dad was a lot more understanding than credit card companies, which is great. But man, I'm saying, so like, credit here means trust. Like, you have to be able to trust each other. That's how we work. And Juan's kind of taking it in a little bit. She's taking it in. She's like, okay. And man, I was like, that's how your dad always done. That's how your dad always did things. Like, you can't change it overnight. But she tells her to trust her. And if Kun has the money, he will pay. And so Juan's like, okay, fine. So she goes back over and she's like, okay, we can keep my dad's original, plan the way that he did it. And Kun he's appreciative. He's like, okay, thank you so much. And so, they go about their day. So Juan drops Maewnam back off. And hold on 1 second. Okay, so Maewnam drops Juan off by the shop, and Juan tells her, like, you know what? You're very articulate and reasonable. Like, what faculty are you studying in? And Maewnam's like, faculty of crispy pork and kale. And Juan tells her, like, I never should have complimented you if you're gonna be this silly about it. So yeah, Maewnam ends up getting a call for a TV that needs to be fixed. So she takes off, and Juan walks the rest of the way back to the shop. And when Juan gets there, the grocery store owner, I cannot remember her name right now for the life of me. But she's there waiting for her, and she does not look happy. She's like, you're finally here. I've been waiting here for you forever. Like, I sent my son here to get some rice and fish sauce, and he said that you didn't give him any change. And Juan's like, I did give him change, though. Like, he gave me 100 and I gave him 35 back. Are you sure you asked him? And the shop owner's like, are you saying that my son stole my money? And Juan's like, okay, fine. It's 35 baht. I will give you 35 baht. And she's like, well, what about the rice? She's like, you did not give him enough rice for what I sent him for. And Juan's like, I let him scoop it himself. And she's like, when your dad ran the store, things did not work out like this. Like, he used to give extras. Pretty much telling her, like, you're not like your dad. And Juan tells us, like, I mean, if that's what you want, you're more than welcome to scoop it yourself. Like, I don't, like, if I'm not doing it the way that you want it done, do it yourself. Pretty much. And then some other people end up overhearing this little exchange, and the shop owner tells her, I'm not coming back to the store anymore. You're short on product, you're short on change. No one should buy from here. And so everyone hears that, and everyone's kind of starting to turn on Juan. Not gonna lie. So Juan's inside, she's trying to figure stuff out, and she ends up talking to Noi, her friend Noi, and pretty much just complaining about everything. Not gonna lie. She complains about Kun because he owes money. She's complaining about the restaurant owner because the whole rice and change situation, and she's complaining about Mama Sam for butting into her personal life. And right when she's saying all that, guess who happens to overhear her? Mama Sam. So she hears everything that Wan is saying while she's on the phone with Noi. And yeah, not good. Not good at all. But also during that conversation, Noi is trying to get Wan to come back to like corporate life. Because she's almost 30, and apparently once you hit 30, it's harder to get a job. I would be screwed if I lived in Thailand. But yeah, so between her trying to get Wan to come back to her old job and Wan complaining about everything, and then Mama Sam overhearing that, Wan's not going to have a very good few days. She's just not. So next thing we see is Shampoo. She's at the salon and she looks stressed out. And so Fern is like trying to be helpful and giving her a massage and everything. So he's giving her a little back rub, and Shampoo gets a text from Tanam confirming the date. And Fern happens to like look over her shoulder as she's texting, and he's like, "Oh, who are you talking to? Like, do you have someone?" That kind of stuff, And then Mama Sam comes out and tells Fern to get back to work, basically. And Shampoo's like, "You look, you look a little irritated today. Are you all right? Like, you've been moody since yesterday. What's going on?" And so her mom asks, she's like, "Do I seem like someone that pokes into other people's business?" And Shampoo's like, "Do you want the real answer or just a comforting one?" Her mom's like, "Are you serious?" And Shampoo's like, "Who insulted you?" And she tells her what happened. And so Shampoo texts Maewnam and she's like, "Hey, your grocery store girl has a sharp tongue on her." And so Maewnam's like, "Oh crap." So she calls and she's like, "What happened?" And that's when Maewnam gets all the information, and she goes to Wan's store. And Wan is, leaving a voice note for Noi, telling her to call her because she doesn't have any customers. And it's dead. Like there's no one out there. And so Maewnam comes and she's like, "Is this a grocery store or a ghost town? Like what's going on?" And she's like, "The reason you don't have any customers is because you messed with the wrong person." Like that's what happened. You messed with the wrong person. That's why you don't have customers. And Wan looks confused for a second, and then when Maewnam explains to her what happened, Wan's like, "Oh no." Like she heard all that? No, 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 no. And Maewnam's like, "You should probably know, like a beauty salon is like the community loudspeaker. As soon as Mama Sam says something, people listen and they take that to heart." Um so Wan's like, "Okay, so what do I do? Because I can't go on like this forever. Like I need to be able to have customers." And Maewnam's like, "I'll help you. Like I will help you." And but you have to do exactly what I say, basically. Like she has that look on her face, like you better do exactly what I tell you. So that was the end of that scene. So the next part we get is Shampoo getting ready for her date with Tanam. And she's trying to sneak out of the salon. Like her mom can't see her. She's trying to sneak out. And her mom's like, "Where are you going?" And Shampoo's like, "Oh, I'm going to the university. I have a class." And her mom's like, "Oh, okay." And then she's like, "Wait, don't you only teach on Monday through Friday? Like this is Saturday. Why are you going to the university? That's kind of suspicious." So she sees a car pull up to pick her up. And typical mom fashion, she goes outside to snoop. So she sees her daughter getting into a car with a man, and she's extremely happy. And so she's like, "I'm gonna go introduce myself." And it's like, "You probably shouldn't." And she goes anyway. And she like, "What on your window? What on your window?" And she sees Shampoo with this boy, and he greets her and everything. And she's like, "Oh hi." She's like, "Who is he?" I never met him before. And Champu's like, yeah, he's a new professor at the university. And she like starts complimenting. I was like, oh, you're so handsome. Do you have a girlfriend? Are you coming to pick up my daughter? Do you like her? You know, that kind of stuff. Like, feel free to make a move on her. She needs a boyfriend. And Champu's obviously embarrassed, and her mom's like, I'm not that old fashioned. Go ahead, woo her. Like, love is a beautiful thing. and and like Champu tries to get her mom's like, okay, we gotta go. Like, we're running late. We gotta go. Um and so, you know, after a little bit more of an exchange, they leave. And it's so funny. So, you know, they're at the restaurant waiting, and we see Tanam come in, and we find out that's her brother. Like, she sent her brother to go pick up Champu. And when Tanam gets there, she's like, you look a little too comfortable. It's time for you to go. And he's like, I don't know. Like, I got up, I got dressed up, I ironed my shirt all for me to just pick up Champu, bring her here, and just leave. I don't think so. And Tanam's like, are you gonna leave or not? He's like, no. And so she's like, okay, like, here's your money, like, go. So he goes, he picks up his payment, and he leaves. And so Tanam sits there, and, you know, she's sulking a little bit. And Champu's like, please don't be mad. I was only a little bit late. My mom caught me leaving, and she had to ask all these questions, and she had to talk and talk and talk. And she's like, I'm only 5 minutes late. Like, it's not that bad. But she's like, if you keep making that moody face, then you don't get any dessert, and I'll start sulking too. She's like, I already told you what happened. And Tonam's like, okay, fine. She's like, you know what happens when I sulk. Just don't talk too much. It's like, just do what you're supposed to do. And Champu's like, but there's people here. And I thought she meant, like, kiss her whenever she's sulking. I mean, it's kind of like a kiss, like a little Eskimo kiss. Like, they rub their noses together. And that fixes everything. So Tanam's like, so you said you were going to cheat me. There's a lot of sweets over there. You said you're going to cheat me. She's like, yeah. She's like, just before you go, take a picture. So she's taking pictures of Champu. And Champu's taking pictures of Tanam. And Tanam's like, Champu's like, yeah, that's not working. And so, because Tanam get like a pose where she had her hand on her cheek on her hand. And Champu's like, yeah, that's not working. Like, move your hand. And Tanam's confused. She's like, okay. And so Champu leans in and tells her, I can see your neck, and it makes me want to bite it. And it's like, wow, okay. They're that couple. Got it. So yeah, Tanam gets embarrassed. And Champu tells her, cover your neck with your hair. Now we can take photos. Otherwise, she gets distracted. So yeah, they have a cute little date. And then her mom texts her, telling her to not rush home and to take her time, because she thinks she has a boyfriend, when in fact she has a girlfriend, and she has not told her mom. So Tanam asks, like, oh, did your mom text you to come home? And Champu's like, no, it's just horoscope stuff. So she's lying to both her mom and her girlfriend. So Tanam asks her, she's like, oh, what did your mom talk about? She said she kept talking and talking. What was she talking about? And Champu won't tell her. She's like, it's nothing. It's hard to explain. But yeah, let's just eat our cake. It's fine. So yeah, they have a cute little date. So the next thing we see is all the shopkeepers that Wan offended. They're all in one spot, like having like a meeting about like the merit or something like that, I think. And we see Wan walk in, and things look awkward. Things look very awkward. Wan walks in, pays her merit, and it's like nobody wants to talk. And so when Mama Sam is like, okay, well, I'm gonna go take this now. Wan stops her, and she apologizes. She's like, I'm so sorry. And she just goes into this deep apology. She's like, I'm sorry. I'm taking over for my dad's shop. I don't know how things work around here. I'm still learning. Like, she's like, honestly, even before that, I never really came around very much. And I'm so sorry for speaking about you guys behind your back. Um, if you forgive me, I promise I will do better. I will I will be better. Basically. Like, she's next level from groveling. I'm surprised she didn't get down on her knees and beg for forgiveness. I thought she was going to. But I mean, her apology was very sincere. She's talking about how she thought running a grocery store was going to be easy, and it's not. And she's like, I'm still not good at it. I can't compare everything to what my dad did. And I really don't know everybody here, but I will do better and I will try my best, you know. Um, and she tells Tom, she's like, I didn't know. She talks to Coon. She's like, I didn't know that you were running your store um, because your younger brother ran away and stuff like that. And she's talking about the backstories and stuff. Like, I didn't know that you owed money because to pay off a debt and stuff like that. And then she talks to um, the restaurant owner. She's like, I didn't know that you work so hard to take care of your son, that kind of stuff. And then she talks to Mama Sam. She's like, I'm sorry. I didn't mean to say the things that I said. And, um, she does her apology, and then everyone goes about their way. Um, but yeah, she apologizes. It's a nice apology. Mama Sam leaves. Um, Kun and the other restaurant owner, she stays behind, and then you know Wan leaves, and she asks Maewnam, who's standing outside. She's like, "Did I say something wrong again? Like, did I do it wrong?" And Maewnam's like, "No, you did it perfectly. I was listening from out here. You're fine." Um, so they go back to the store, and then Maewnam's trying to comfort her. She's like, "You're doing great. Like, everything's gonna be fine." And next thing we see is Kun comes in. He pays her one of his payment for the bill for the month, and then he buys a couple other things and pays for that too. And then um oh, I cannot remember her name. I wish I could remember her name. The restaurant owner, she comes in and she teaches Juan how to give her enough rice. She teaches Juan how to handle the rice situation. You can tell she's one of those like hard exterior little old ladies, but she's very sweet. But yeah, so yeah, she teaches Juan how to pour rice. She's like, "This is how much you give me for the money that I gave you. Got it?" She's like, "Yep." She's just like one of those ladies. Like, I'm only gonna show you this once, so get it right. So yeah, um, yeah, she pays her everything, and then I think Mama Sam comes in too, right? Yeah, Mama Sam comes in, um, and she tells Juan, she's like, "If I ever come across as overbearing, just tell me. Just be straightforward. Just tell me." Um, and Juan thanks her. She thanks all of them. She's like, I'll come in for a shampoo and a blow dry regularly. And Mama Sam's like, aside from a wash and blow, how about you let me do some microblading for you? And I was like, oh, okay. Mom's like, oh, I'll think about it, kind of thing. She's like, yeah, I also do 4D eyebrow tattoos. I just got my license. I just finished training. You should try it. Um, and Mom's like, okay, I'll bring Maewnam with me. And Maewnam's like, Kun said that he wants it too. And she's like, I'll have to give him a 16D tattoo. um, but yeah, so Maewnam gives Juan a thumbs up. She's like, you did it. You fixed it. Good job. Um, but yeah, everything seems to be going good now. We get little scenes. We get a scene of, Juan running the store. People are coming in again, buying some stuff. She seems to be doing pretty good now. Everything seems to be going well. Maewnam shows up to check on her and just to see her in general because it's Maewnam. And yeah, she's like, yeah, your customers are coming back and people are starting to understand you now. It's good. She's like, don't worry about it too much. And Mom's like, it's hard not to worry. She's like, honestly, not many grocery stores make it. And once Mouse Mart opens up, I think I might be done for. And Maewnam, she's like, that freaking store, family store. Man, I was like, I wouldn't worry too much about that. She's like, I think you'll be fine. She's like, people like to shop where they feel comfortable, and they feel comfortable here. So I think you'll be just fine. Um, but yeah, so Juan Juan tells her that she's very logical. Like, are you sure she's a university student? And this is where Maewnam finally comes clean. She's like, I never said that I was a university student. She's like, I'm actually a professor. And Juan's like, a professor? She's like, mm-hmm. And so, yeah, university professor to be exact. And Juan's looking like, oh shit. And man, I was like, yeah, I look pretty young, right? And Juan's like, yeah, you've been tricking me this whole time. And I was like, I didn't trick you. I was gonna tell you at first, but you started adoring me, and I just figured I don't want to ruin the vibe. I'll just let you think. I just wanted to be your kid forever. And she's like, don't be mad. I was just joking. And Juan's like, I'm not mad. You're pretty awesome. And as soon as she said that Maewnam was awesome, Maewnam was just like stunned. She can't move, can't even blink. And Juan's like, "What's wrong? Why are you frozen? Are you okay?" And Maewnam finally comes to, and she's like, "Am I really awesome?" And Juan's like, "Yeah, of course. Like you fix things, you teach, you can do so many things. You're amazing." And she's like, "You even helped me clear everything up with everybody. If it wasn't for you, like I would be in trouble. You're pretty amazing." Um, so yeah, that makes Maewnam feel some type of way. Um, but then Juan's like, "Oh, I should actually have something for you too." So they go inside the shop, and Juan gives her like a little bracelet that has her name on it. And she's like, "Yeah, I made this for you. Now you can match Sam because Sam has the same thing but as a little collar." So yeah, she's like, "Now you can match Sam." And so she puts it on her wrist, and she's like, "Yeah, and hopefully you like it. I made it myself." I was like, "Of course she does." Um, but yeah, so they have that cute little exchange. Um, and then we see Juan by herself at the store, and Noi comes in, and she's brought the inheritance documents and wants to know if she found her dad's account book yet. And Juan's like, "No, I've been so busy doing everything here. I haven't had time. I haven't had time to find it. I'll find it soon." Um, and Noi's like, "That's fine. I work pretty fast." And Juan thanks her, and she's like, "I'm lucky to always have people around me when I'm in trouble. Like with the store, if it wasn't for Maewnam, customers wouldn't have come back." Um, and Noi's like, "So what exactly did that girl do to help you?" And she's like, "Share some new gen ideas for me." She's like, "Oh no, she's not a girl. She's a university." At first, I thought she was a university student, but she's actually a professor. She's like, "I was so embarrassed when I found that out." But she's always so smart and everything. And she's just ranting about Maewnam. Like she works part time. She helps people do everything that she can do. Like she shares stories with me about people's backstories in the neighborhood. She's pretty much she's great. And Noah's just like looking at her. she's like, she's like, I feel so much empathy for everyone here now. And Noah's like, mm-hmm, mm-hmm. And Ma's like, what? Like, do I have something in my teeth? And she's like, no. She's like, you like this girl. Like that look on your face just says it all. You like her. Admit it. And Juan's like, I mean, yeah, she's cool. And she's like, no, that's not what I mean. She's like, I just admire her. She's like, yeah, okay. She's like, since I stepped foot in here, you have not stopped talking about her. She's like, I know it's been a while since you've dated someone, but you probably forgot what it feels like to like someone or to know what it's like to fall for someone, but you're falling for her. And Juan's just like, yeah, maybe. She's like, oh, I hit a nerve, huh? And she's like, if you like her or not, there's only one real way to test it. And Juan's like, okay, how? And Noi tells her, I read this theory that if you're unsure if you like someone, try hugging them. And she's like, hugging them? She's like, for some people, you have to go as far as a kiss. She wants like a kiss. She's like, yeah, if your heart races, that means you like them. Then you're into them. And Juan's actually thinking about it. She's actually thinking about it. Like she did like a little flashback to when, like she was thinking about when they first met outside of the shop when Maewnam was trying to find Sam, the cat, and she got spooked by like Wan got spooked by the cockroach and they ended up hugging each other. I guess she did feel that little heart race at that time. So she's thinking about it a little bit. And she's thinking about all of the encounters since then. And yeah. She's coming to terms with the fact that she might possibly like Maewnam. She does. She likes her a lot. So the next thing that we see, we get a little bit of a break from Wan and Maewnam. The next thing we see is a man in an office talking to someone about construction. I'm assuming for Mouse Mutt. And then we see a woman come in, and that woman is Maewnam's mom. I'm assuming this guy is her dad. So she comes in with like some samples and has him try them. And he says, oh yeah, they're good. And she's like, all right. She's like, I'm gonna try and sell these around Bangkok and a few other areas, and if it takes off, then we can go farther, type of thing. And yeah, we get further confirmation after that because we see a photo on his desk of him, the mom, and Maewnam in the center. Maewnam does not look happy in that photo. So yeah, now we've met her dad. And yeah, they seem to be moving full steam ahead with this Mouse Smart plan. So yeah, after that we see Maewnam at university with Tonam. And Tonam's like, you're smiling from like a mile away. Like, what's going on? And Maewnam's like, it's because I'm beautiful and awesome. And Tonam's like, well, okay, this is weird. What's going on? And yeah, Maewnam's like, yeah, I'm beautiful and awesome. And Tonam's like, wait, what? Okay, who's told you that? And she's like, Maewnam's like, someone said that I'm awesome. And Tonam's like, who? And Maewnam's like, the grocery store sister. And Tonam's like, I was right. Okay. She's like, so you're into older ones again, huh? And Maewnam's like, not again, just once more. So I don't know if Maewnam has a history of liking older women or if she's just always liked Wan. I'm assuming she just always liked Wan. And then it kind of fell off a little bit because she wasn't seeing Wan all the time. And now she likes Wan again. She's like, she's the one I told you about before. I didn't feel anything much at first, but when she said that was awesome, that kind of solidified it. See, I thought it solidified it a long time ago when she first saw it again, but I guess the awesome comment, that's what made it. That's what sealed the deal. And she tells Tonam, she's like, you know how much that word means to me. I'm thinking of seriously trying to win her over this time. And Tonam tells her, you're such a romantic, just like your name. Just like your name means, Sutidak. And so yeah, so Maewnam wants to know like enough about her, like how did their date go with Champu? She's like, was it as romantic as you hoped? And Tonam's like, it was good. She didn't really go into much detail. She's like, it was good. So I'm guessing either it was and she doesn't want to say anything, or she's just kind of disappointed a little bit. But Maewnam tells her, she's like, I'm going to do everything I can to win her over and quickly win Wan over and ask her to be my girlfriend. She's very determined. She's very determined. I wonder how long it's going to take her to tell Wan that Mouse Smart is her family store. I wonder. So now we are towards the end of the episode, and it's raining, and we see Juan like running back and forth trying to get everything inside the store so it doesn't get ruined by the rain. And she's trying to push she's getting ready to push a cart of popcorn into the store, and right before she goes to get like drenched in rain, Maewnam comes with an umbrella and holds it over her head. And I don't know why Wan seems shocked to find Maewnam there, but she looks shocked. She does look shocked. And Maewnam's like, "Oh, this is just like that day." And Wan's like, "That day? What day?" And Maewnam tells her, like, the night it rained. There was a university student crying right over there, and you came and held an umbrella for her. Just like this. And we see a little bit of flashback of, Wan when she was in university at the store, and a little baby Wan. And Wan was sitting in the rain outside of the shop, and you could tell she was crying a little bit. And as soon as Maewnam goes to get up, Wan rushes outside of the store with an umbrella and holds it over Maewnam's head so she doesn't get wet. And she asks Wan if she remembers. And Wan is thinking, she's seriously thinking, and she does remember. She does remember seeing Wan that night. And after she gives her the umbrella, she tells her, like, I don't know what you're going through, but don't stay out in the rain like this, otherwise you'll get sick. And poor Wan, she's so sad in this scene. She's so sad. And she tells Wan, she's like, today might feel heavy, but problems are like the rain. Sometimes it pours hard, and sometimes there's a storm, or sometimes it floods. But trust me, there will be a day where the rain stops. She's like, oh, so cute, so sweet. I feel like those words really, really helped Maewnam a lot. That was when Maewnam started falling for her. And Juan's like, that student was you? And Maewnam's like, yep, hi. And she tells Juan, every time it rains, I remember that night. My beautiful grocery sister. It's so cute. Juan's like, yeah, Juan likes her. I don't think Juan needs to do that theory that Doi was talking about. She likes her. But yeah, that's the end of the episode. It's so cute. I liked episode 2 a lot. I did. There was a little bit of drama in the beginning, with Juan talking about everybody behind their back and then getting caught, and then having to suffer those consequences for a couple of days of not having customers. I think she needed that. She did need that. She needed to learn how to handle people that she's never interacted with before. And I like that she had to go through that a little bit, because she needs to learn. Like, not everything is the way it is in the city or in corporate life. Like, you gotta learn how to handle different types of people. And she's learning that now. And she's getting better for it. She's gonna be a great grocery store owner, especially with Maewnam by her side, helping her out every step of the way. I can't wait to see what happens in the next episode. Because when we see the preview for the next episode, there may or may not be a little kiss that happens, and I'm excited for it. But yeah, let me know what you guys think about this episode in the comments. I can't wait. And let me know if this new camera works. I'm hoping it does. And hopefully there won't be as much lag as there has been in the last few videos. But yeah, let me know down in the comments what you guys think. Don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe. All those things. Click on the notification bell for future episodes, and future series, because we're going to be talking about another series too when that comes out. I think later this month. But yeah, let me know what you guys think, and I will talk to you next week. Bye.
พี่พบคุณสาคุณสาอ่านงาน
คนที่ฉันรักคือไออุ่น